Hi, and welcome to Hull and Hull TV. I'm Dana O'Brien, and I'm joined by founding partner Ian Hull and managing partner Suzana Popovic-Montag at Hull and Hull LLP, an innovative law firm that practices exclusively in estate, trust, and capacity litigation. Here at Hull and Hull TV, we're exploring the issues around estate planning that affect you. Ian and Suzana, when it comes to the lives of the rich and famous, that also includes pets. One of the best-known cases is Leona Helmsley, who left her Maltese a $12 million trust fund. Even Oprah Winfrey's dogs are set to inherit $30 million. So we know, Ian, how important pets are to their owners, but how common is it for people to make provisions for their pets?
Well, I don't see it a lot, and I've seen a lot of wills in my day. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Obviously, the spicy ones with the rich and famous leaving millions is interesting and newsworthy, but it seems to me that it's worth while considering it in certain circumstances, even for modest people. But more importantly, I sort of look at it as another reason to trigger yourself to think about your estate planning. Your dog is very important, especially with elderly people. It can be one of the most important parts of their life as they grow older and they're alone and they have the pet as an important part of their day. And again, I see it as an important asset to consider. And the truth is, obviously, most people, friends or family, take the pet and look after it after someone's passed away, and that's probably why it's not in wills that often. But I don't think it's a good idea to leave it as a loose end, and it's also a good idea to make you rethink your estate planning and talk to your lawyer and your accountant to think about what's going on generally.
In terms of tying up loose ends, Suzana, how does someone go about making a provision for their pet?
Well, in Ontario, there's actually not any specific legislation that will address that situation. And so what we'll normally see is that if people want to do it, they may include a trust in their will. They may have conversations with the person that they're going to appoint as the executor or their family and friends and let them know what their hopes and expectations would be. They may consider leaving just a handwritten note, setting out the same thing, what they would like to happen. And I guess... any other ways that you could think of?
Well, I think the other ideas, what we do see a lot of is in a will, it'll just be a statement in the will. We call it precatory. It's not a binding statement. It's sort of like the note that Suzana's talking about, but at least it says in the will, gee, you know, it'd be really nice if Fufu was looked after. I know my neighbor loved her, if she's prepared to do it, and I'd like my executor to make sure that there's enough money to look after Fufu for the rest of his life. That kind of stuff that is at least a direction to someone in a formal way, and it tends to be fairly influential because it's in the will.
Are there any restrictions?
Absolutely, and you know, the courts will not allow clauses or trusts established that contravene trust law generally. They're just not going to. It doesn't matter if it's for a pet or not. And secondly, more importantly, is anything against public policy. So if it's got moral outrage behind it, an easy example is the courts will strike down clauses that say that on my death, all of my pets have to be also have to be euthanized to coincide with my passing, or something like that. You don't have that kind of right to do that to your pets typically, and the courts won't encourage that just for public policy reasons.
Good idea. Given that half of Canadians don't have wills, Suzana, what happens to their pets?
It's a great question, and the result is going to be, in any situation that you haven't left a will, the government's going to decide how your estate gets distributed. And so pets will fall in with all the other assets of your estate, and they'll go according to the rules of intestate succession.
So take care of your pets.
Yes, absolutely.
Ian and Suzana, thank you. And thanks for joining us on Hull and Hull TV.